What's going on, guys? It's Chris, and I'm here today with Andy. You guys may know Andy or Guns of Truth. He is a modern map designer, mainly known for his work with BO1 Kowloon. That was, if I'm correct, your first breakout map.
Yep, first big zombies map.
And before we jump into this interview, I know a lot of you guys are excited to see everything going on. I just want to say a huge shout out to the sponsors who helped fund this, and they will also be donating to help keep the Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer thing going. And for anyone else who's wondering, there is a donation link down in the description below, so you feel free to donate.
Yep, the mod's all free and optional. You can donate to us if you want to, but in the ending, it's all going to be free, so everyone can play and enjoy Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer.
So my first question for you, Andy, is what got you into gaming, and more specifically, what got you into map design?
Well, I originally started making maps in Call of Duty back in 2013. I started actually on the ending of COD 4 and World at War. I'm huge into zombies and earlier Call of Duty multiplayer, so I always wanted to make my own levels. When you're a kid, like you're playing Call of Duty, you always think, wow, that would be like the coolest level, but like they're never gonna make it. So once I got older and found out they made mod tools for PC, I was like, well, perfect. I'm gonna get into it and start learning how to design my own things. And from there, here I am 7 years later, still making maps and mods.
So with you making your maps and all that, what was your first big project, like in your opinion, the one you're happiest with and the one that got the most publicity for whatever it was, whether it was multiplayer or zombies?
Oh, for sure, Kowloon, my zombies map on Black Ops 1, because my first ever map was called Alp Trauma. It was a smaller zombies map, but I never released a World at War map because I was never like happy with my quality. But Kowloon was my first big map that I was happy with the quality and got tons of publicity, tons of YouTubers, tons of people have seen it. I get anywhere I go, even on Call of Duty PC and servers, people know who I am for making that map.
And that map was a BO1 map, correct? It was your own
Yeah.
take on. It looked like a multiplayer map, which I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, so it was a BO1 Zombies map, which was a combination of numbers mission on the Black Ops 1 campaign and Kowloon multiplayer map. I combined them both into one map on my own take for zombies, which was fun to make. It took me 4 years to develop it.
And coattailing right off of you talking about a massive project, the big project, the big thing that everyone wants to know about is the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer, which you guys started on. When did you guys decide you wanted to chase after creating this? Was it just spontaneous one day, or was it a little bit planned out?
Well, I was kicking around the idea after the campaign remastered came out here in March of this year. Then, with the constant leaks of potentially them releasing the multiplayer, ending up getting squashed because basically, in the current knowledge, people know that it's shelved because for various reasons why they won't ever release the multiplayer. And then I always like, wow, what if we just make it ourselves with the Black Ops 3 mod tools? They provide us everything we can use asset wise and everything to make it. So around middle of March to beginning of April, I started talking to people, and then towards the end of April, we got a team together, and I started on Rust, the first map. So then we're at this point, we have Terminal in progress also.
So with the maps, did you guys decide that you wanted to work on the maps first, or was it weapons, or did everyone kind of go off in their own section? Like, was this around that time you guys started with everything at the same time, or was it kind of the whole group taking on one challenge at a time?
Let's see. Well, what happened was when I was or finding people who want to do this, I was looking at all the different aspects of gameplay and everything. We're mainly focusing first on the core gameplay. So the maps, obviously, you can't have any of the rest of the gameplay without the actual map itself. But I was looking for weapon porters, scripters, and just overall anyone who played MW2 and obviously were in the Black Ops 3 community who I felt met the standard of this mod. I grabbed them and just gave them a specific task to do. All right, you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. And as of now, that's how we've been working on things. We just have a big checklist of things we're doing, and we just keep checking them off and keep going down the list. But yeah, that's how it's been rolling out currently.
And you mentioned that the game is based off the Black Ops 3 engine. Is there a reason you guys chose Black Ops 3 over maybe one of the BO1 engines? I mean, you've discussed multiple game engines, World at War, Black Ops 1, and of course BO3. What made you guys decide to settle on BO3?
BO3 is the latest set of mod tools, which is the prettiest, I guess, and most people are the prettiest and the newest looking of the Call of Duty engine. So, which actually it's the closest to the IW engine build they use for the campaign remastered and Modern Warfare remastered.
So you,
So that's why we decided on that one. It's the latest and greatest tools.
yeah, so you guys basically decide that it's the closest that you're going to get to being involved in the new engine. So the new Modern Warfare game then has no mod support currently.
Yeah, the new Modern Warfare 2019 and anything after BO3, they currently have no mod tools out, and I don't think there ever will be tools for that, unfortunately.
So then, going off this Modern Warfare thing, do you guys plan on doing a faithful recreation? Like, will there be custom maps that you guys decide to add to it, or will it just be strictly the original maps?
It's faithful. It's going to be a faithful remaster of all the original maps. At some point, we might release the mod to people and add a custom maps tab, so people could continue to support down the years of the or down the line for years the mod and have playing custom maps and everything like that. Just like if they would ever, just like back in the COD 4 days on PC with all the cool custom maps and mods they made, it could kind of be like a reimagining, I guess, of that, the correct term you could say. So people can still play. The thing is, people can still play the Black Ops 3 maps in private match, but for the most part, it's a faithful remaster. All the original maps, etc.
And so with your map list, what are the maps that people already know that have been posted out by these other YouTubers? Because I originally found out about you through Nero's Cinema's video. I was watching it, and he mentioned that you guys had Rust going. Is there anything else you guys are working on other than Rust? Something that people know about, or stuff that people might not know about?
Oh yeah, earlier I said we had Russ and I'm doing Terminal. I'm also doing Scrapyard. Another team member is working on Karachi, which I have not told publicly anyone that. And another team member, Old Man Kants, is working on Quarry and High Rise. That's what's currently being done. And Favela and Derail are in early development too.
So when are you thinking then that this whole thing will be done? You talked to me a couple times about alpha. Are you thinking alpha by the end of the year?
We're shooting for Alpha for August, which would contain probably Rust, Terminal, Scrapyard. High Rise depends how fast Old Man Cats gets it completed. Then we're gonna try to do beta stage this coming fall, and then we're hoping to have our consideration of release would be like December, January time, and then having into the next year completing the remaining base game maps that were on Modern Warfare 2.
And do you guys plan on with these maps having the base game modes that were in the game, or do you plan on adding other game modes such as Infected, Hardpoint, Uplink?
Um, so it is gonna have the original game modes, but anyone who's into Call of Duty lore and cut content knows they actually had cut game modes that were actually still technically in Modern Warfare 2. They just never like allowed us publicly to play them, like Global Thermonuclear War, um, a couple other game modes. I don't remember at the top of my head, but we're gonna include those back in, and we might at some point do Infected because that's where Infected really started was MW2 with modded MW2.
Yep. And for the thing, I'm also am aware that Modern Warfare 2 had a DLC pack. Will you be doing the DLC pack as well, or do you plan on just sticking straight with the base game for now and then attack those other maps as they come up?
Yeah, MW2 had two DLCs, and it's up in the air if we're actually gonna do the DLC maps. That's when we get to that point, I suppose. We'll figure it out. I'm unsure what the rest of the team wants to actually do, but me personally, I would enjoy making some of those DLC maps, but as of now, I don't think it's gonna happen. We'll see when time comes closer.
And you mentioned before, you said it's a faithful recreation. It's going to be as close to the game as it can be. So does that rule out, the option of like player customization or new weapons, new kill streaks, or even like campaign player models where you could play as Price or anything like that?
Yeah, as of now, it's gonna be faithfully 100%. Maybe years down the line, we might allow people, let's say if we release a mod to people, they could optionally add in their own weapons and all that stuff if they want to. So I mean, that would be given to the player base to do that, opposed to the mod team, because what we're doing is a faithful recreation. So that's what I'm thinking on what's going to potentially happen when we get closer to completing. We'll update people on that when it gets to that point.
Right, and with you saying also you'll update people, I'll put a link down to their Discord down below. They have a Discord just where they kind of give periodic updates. You could talk with people within that. If you want to go more in depth in what the Discord's for, just so I don't send people there and they start just promoting their channels and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the Discord is basically you can see updates, you can talk to other people about the mod, and just really you can ask us questions too. But we'll also probably throw a Twitter together at some point, but and a YouTube channel if we end up doing like development blogs and stuff. So yeah.
And then this was one question that actually, a couple of these questions don't come from me. I was talking just to a couple people who are excited. I showed them the Nero's cinema video, and they were very excited for that. And they had a couple questions as well. Some of those ones I mentioned previously were from them, but will there be any hidden Easter eggs within the maps for players to kind of look for or anything like that?
Um, I will say sure, because I actually have a couple ideas of Easter eggs to add in so people can look for that I guess would fit in the theme of Modern Warfare 2. Just like for example, the mission on East State, they have the blow up doll in the bathtub. We could add stuff like that into as Easter eggs, and I have some personal ones that would be more related to the developers working on the mod that people could find too. So yes, there will probably be Easter eggs.
Do you think will the Easter eggs all just kind of be like if you run in the map you find something, or will they take the approach of Call of Duty Zombies where you might have to do a couple weird tasks to get to where you're trying to go?
That actually would be kind of cool if we did it kind of how Zombies has like steps with Easter eggs, but for the most part it'll just be visual Easter eggs and stuff you just find by just like messing around looking in the map. But I'll actually take that into consideration for like a Zombies like kind of Easter egg. Kind of like how Nuketown had the mannequins. It'd be kind of cool
Yeah,
if we actually implemented something like that. So
I was
never
thinking
know, we'll
some.
find out.
I was thinking something like maybe if you shot a couple certain things you had around the map and then went to a certain area and held on the wall or something like that. Like maybe, I mean, I don't know how faithful it would be, but like maybe if the door opens up, there's just like a little developer room or something like that, or like just something stupid back there.
Yeah, that's actually some pretty good ideas. Well, we'll find out when time gets closer. Maybe we'll do something like that. That's a good idea.
And another question I had, and I think I already know your answer to this, but I feel like it just has to be asked. Will this mod ever hit console? Is there a chance anyway that it will come to console? I'm a big Xbox player myself, so is there a way I'll be able to play this on my Xbox, or am I gonna have to stick to mouse and keyboard?
Well, unfortunately, console doesn't have mod support, so no PC. But it could be possible, but not the legal way, so no.
Maybe down the road.
Unfortunately,
Maybe
it's
what
only
I hope is
PC.
that Activision really likes this and it's a really good recreation, and they decide just to port it straight to consoles for us, because I'm a big console gamer. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know about how you feel about this. Do you think this is gonna revive some of these smaller communities, like or not smaller communities, but like some of the communities that started back in Modern Warfare, such as the sniping community and so on? Do you think there'll be a revival there?
Oh yeah, everyone loved sniping in Modern Warfare 2. I've already had tons of people who are in the trick shotting community and other communities hit me up excited to do it again because they want to they want these weapons, at least the snipers, to be as faithfully recreated to the original as possible. And our team members are trying to do that the best they can. So yeah, definitely a lot of communities will come back because who doesn't like Modern Warfare 2?
Do you think that no, this is just another question off the top of my head for you. With I remember like pre-patch akimbo models, I believe were the gun names.
Yeah.
I didn't play too much, but are you guys going with what the game is right now in its current state based off its last update, or are you guys going from what it was like when it launched, or are you going somewhere in between?
Well, if you played enough MW2, they had a patch. They call it like the Forgotten patch, basically. That I won't remember what caused it. I think it's when Infinity Ward went on strike with Activision, but there was a patch that never released that had fixes for noob tubes and tons of other like minuscule things that yeah, we're probably actually going to try to fix those things like one man army with the grenade launchers that was ridiculously overpowered. So that needs small changes like that will probably be fixed, but the pre-patch models, I'm not sure about that one. We'll have to see.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about the fact that, like, for example, you guys now have the opportunity to fix some of the broken things. But do you think, are you guys looking to fix the broken things, or are you just looking right now to get it exactly how it is right now, and then down the road take community
Yeah,
feedback?
pretty much currently it's to get it exactly how they had it in the current state of Modern Warfare 2, then start switching things around.
Will you be keeping
Or,
original out of maps and so on, or do you plan on patching some of the out of maps that were initially seen in the original version of Modern Warfare 2?
we're gonna try to keep most of the original glitches, like to get on top of this plane, for example. But there's a spot right here where they just didn't raise the clip tall enough. That probably will be patched. That's just a stupid spot sitting right here.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're gonna try to keep some of the original glitches, just because I don't like what they did that on MWR.
And
It's annoying that they did that.
jump in, just my final question for you so I don't take up too much of your time is, do you have any plans after Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Any other games you guys are working on, anything like that, or do you just plan on riding this and then just seeing where it brings you?
We all personally have our own personal like, zombie projects and stuff, but we were definitely interested in doing potentially another Call of Duty multiplayer. I personally would like to do World at War, but we'll see where time takes and tells.
Yep. Well, thank you for hopping on board with me doing this interview. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna put everything down in the description for you guys, as well as how to donate to you guys, how to join the Discord, anything else. Anything else you'd like to add to this?
I personally don't have anything else to add.
Well, thank you for hopping on board with me.
All right, thank you.